Hi everyone, Mr. Peabody again. Just a follow up to the last thing I posted, which was about the staff ratios in Australia. I just wanted to say it's like, because I didn't attack, but it's like I didn't like the fact that a New Zealand nurse was actually making comments because she was saying, "Oh, I want a strong government, you know, so one that's going to stand up." Well, the fact is, you left New Zealand and you came to Australia. I can tell you from the other side that I actually went to New Zealand and I lived there for a few months and I worked there. I walked in off the street. There was where I was actually living in New Zealand. Just up the street, there was a nursing home. And when I went to New Zealand, I was not employed. I just walked into the nursing home and I said, "Do you need any staff?" And by the end of the day, I was on the floor working in the nursing home. By the next day, I was in charge. As in, I'm talking about, I walked in off the street, right? And here's my credentials, blah, blah, blah. I walked in off the street. They employed me straight away. I was there one day, and the next day I was in charge of their whole dementia ward. One person in charge of the whole dementia ward. Did I have any other staff in there? No. It was just me. This is what I'm talking about, staff ratios. And when you talk about dementia ward, you're talking about people that need a lot more care than the average person, because you can tell them something 1 minute and a couple of minutes later they completely forget. So these are people that need a lot more care. And I was one person in charge of the dementia ward. In the dementia ward there was 6 people. And I was the only staff member. And the other thing you got to understand about the dementia ward in the place that I worked in is, like, you've got security. So in other words, if the average person tries to leave the facility, they need to punch in codes and do that kind of stuff. That's normal. That's for their safety. But the dementia ward, that's a whole different ward, as in, like, more security to make sure that they don't wander off and hurt themselves. One person in charge, that was me. And the reason why they put me in charge of that is because they had no other staff in the whole facility that had any experience with dementia. What does that tell you? It tells you that our nursing is in crisis. You know, we need more nurses. We need to keep more of the nurses we train. And this is something that the government doesn't worry about. You know, we train a lot of nurses and they get poached. Why? Because the pay in Australia sucks. And everything else sucks. The conditions suck. So, of course, our nurses get poached by other countries. And so what happens is Australia brings in nurses from other countries that haven't been trained to the same level. They don't understand the same things, and some of them can't even speak fucking English. So I'm just following up the last post. But yeah, after one day in New Zealand, they put me in charge of the dementia ward. That's how lacking it is. I walked off the street and said, "Have you got any jobs for nurses?" I mean, I was surprised myself. I mean, the fact is, I do have the experience, I do have the knowledge, I do have the expertise. But I walked off the street and they took me in so quickly That's how desperate it is.